Welcome, chaps and dames. If you are a newbie to my channel, then welcome in. Today, this video is only for those who are looking for a fresh start. If you are tired of the old and ready for the new, if you are finally to the place in your life where you have surrendered, and I say it finally, but finally ready to do it God's way. And if you are tired of you, if you are so sick and tired, if you have done life for the past 34 years, 25 years, 19, 18 years, 45, 60 years, your way, and you're like, it hadn't worked. So I'm talking to those people today. If you're sick and tired and each of your years keep turning out the same way or worse, this is for you. This is all for you today. So let's go ahead and jump in. 5 doors that God says you must close this year. You may not have all 5 doors, but you may have 2 or 3 or 1. I mean, the less is better, right? So let's go ahead and get started with the first door. Okay, so the first door that must be closed in year 2025 is satanic relationships. Okay, so you like, that's heavy, that's a lot. Satanic relationships. And basically, guys, what we're going to do today is we're going to call it like we see it. These relationships that I'm describing to you right now are not God sent. So if they're not God sent, then who do you think sent them? Okay, the type of relationships I'm really talking about is if you have extramarital affairs. If you have a work husband or wife, if you have a boo on the side, if you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, a mistress, if you have somebody extra that's other than your spouse, that is satanic. It's a setup. Okay. The next one, and we're not going to hang around that. You guys already know the deal. You know what you need to do and don't do at this point. And if you're watching the video, I feel like you're ready. I feel like you're ready. I want you guys to keep in mind that whatever God asks you to do, sometimes it's very difficult to do, but it is necessary. And also, one thing that encouraged me when he was asking me to close some doors in my life was that sometimes it takes courage to do what God has asked you to do. So courage, I'm throwing that at you guys today. I want you guys to be filled with courage, and I want you guys to be filled with bravery and boldness from the Lord on today, because what we're about to get into and continue to get into in this session, you're going to need all those. So if you're not married, if you're single and you're dating someone, or y'all just talking and you know already off the rip, because really a lot of times it don't take us long to know that they're not even for you. Let's sit in that for a second. They have showed you so many signs, or they've tried to cover up so many signs, and you know in your heart of hearts they're not for you. Cut it off now. Okay, we're gonna move on in 2025. We're not about to be stuck. This nonsense that we did in 2024 is out the door. So let's get rid of that person or persons, for some of you all, that you're entertaining right now that you know is not supposed to be in your life. The next one that I'm going to talk about, what within or under the umbrella of satanic relationships, is a phrase that you may be familiar with but not familiar with, and it is cut buddies. And I know that right now you probably say, oh, okay, I think I know what that is. Guys, this is when you call someone at 11:30 at night or text them, what you doing? And their response is, nah, what you doing? That is a bona fide cut buddy, guys. And I'm going to need you in 2025 to cut those off, for the simple fact that they are bad for you. And you know this. But you know this, though. If you have a cut buddy or cut buddies that like to cut, past time for you to drop them one by one. And if you're strong enough, all at the exact same time. But what we're going to do is reflect on, and let me help you out to make it easier. Where did they get you in 2024? Where did that process of being titled a cut buddy get you in 2024? Absolutely nowhere. And so therefore, we are going to this year trim off all dead weight. Any branches that are not flourishing, any branches in your life that are not purposeful and intentful and will feed into your destiny and purpose, they are gone in 2025. Why? Because you're tired. All right. Next one, guys, we got to keep going to the other doors. We have 4 more to go, but this last thing, friendships, guys. Satanic relationships also include these satanic friendships. Something's not right. If the friendship, let me give you some signs. If the friendship keeps you going out clubbing, dancing, and shaking your booty, if the friendship keeps you drinking, if the friendship keeps you smoking or indulging in things inside that you're feeding your body, then absolutely not. If the friendship keeps you gossiping, if the friendship goes against anything that you know you need not to do, that is a definitely that requirement right there will cancel them out. If it's fixable, I don't know, some friendships you do have to pray about. Some friendships you just don't. Also, we're going to test the word. Whatever I'm feeding you, for God to direct you, you definitely need to be in prayer in this season and so forth. But we'll cover that a little bit later. Door number 2 is, drum roll, anger. Let me tell you, I want you to go down the road of history of when the anger first started and the things that you have lost because of it. Some of you all have lost relationships. Some of you all have lost jobs. Some of you all have lost opportunities. And the list just goes on and on because some of you all have actually been put in jail, okay? Because of this particular issue. For some of you all saying, no, I ain't got no issue, I'm good. It really hasn't, like, if that's not you, then cool, boo. But right now, this is a lot of people I'm talking to right now. You simply have anger issues. And what I'm not going to do today is I'm not going to say that you don't have a reason to be angry. Because your life was set up in a way where the end result should be anger, or could have been homegrown anger. And so you definitely have great reasons to be angry. But that is not why you need to stay angry. Because God is saying enough is enough. I have been long suffering in your anger because I have been patient and waited on you to deal with it, but no more. And he's tired. Some of you all don't realize sometimes God gets tired. And so your anger has caused God to be exhausted with you during this season. And before you say no to this, what I want to remind you is if you don't control your anger, he might not control his. And the last thing that you want to do is to get him to be angry at you, because it's not going to go well. If any of you all have had experience of experiencing the hand of anger from God, you don't want none of that. Believe me, I have, and it's not good. And so at this point, the anger must go. The definition of anger is a strong feeling of annoyance, displeasure, or hostility. Other words are exasperation. All right, guys. Irritation, vexation. And so in this next season, I want you guys, now let me just say this. If you have a life of habitual anger sessions where you have these temper tantrums, you burst out, oh, that's because they say I have ADHD. Oh, that's because they say I am bipolar. Oh, that's because I say such. Listen, and it could be true. That's what I'm not here to do. Debate what they said. It possibly is true. It probably is true. But I'm going to tell you guys what happens is they have to come up with names for our conditions because they look the same. They have certain symptoms. And to get rid of that, that's cool that you got it, but you don't have to keep it. It's cool that you are bipolar. That's cool that you have these other things. But now God is saying, now it's time to deal with it because he wants you whole. And now he's saying, let's deal with it. Let's get rid of it. That's who we serve. That is who I serve. Let's get rid of it. Let's deal with it. And I'm going to give you guys a suggestion. If you actually deal with anger, then I definitely need you for sure, to go on a fast. In particular, a 3-day fast to start off with. Daniel fast, a total fast where you refrain from food from like this time to this time, and write down, guys, during this fast what you're doing. First, number one is to draw closer to the Lord, and number two, then deal with that anger. Let's write it out, make it plain. God wants to partner with you in 2024 on the things that you want to get rid of and the things you want to get, the things that you want to do. And so God is not just a God where we get. He's a God where he gives us these wonderful gifts of deliverance, peace, love, and blah, blah. You all already know he's a God that has no ending. And when I say blah, blah, I'm just saying, guys, we could go on. I could go on for weeks, years, months, and decades on the goodness of the Lord. We know that. So let's move on. James 1:19 says, everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Slow to become angry. That's James 1:19, guys. I got it, my little notes here. Ephesians 4 says, get rid of all bitterness, rage, anger, brawling, slander, along with every form of malice, guys. That's what we're working on. He wants us to be kind and compassionate, forgiving just as he has forgiven you. That part right there really touched home for me because I know I done did so much stuff. And I'm like, God, you still forgive me this time? So who am I to be angry with anyone who has crossed me? I got some real reasons to be angry with people, don't get me wrong. Guys, I got some stories. You'd be like, what? But yes, but when I think of how God has forgiven me for so much, time after time after time, he still loves me and he still cares and he understands. So who am I to keep someone else in bondage, and really myself, for holding unforgiveness towards them? But yes, the next door, guys. And listen, again, if you can't take, this is a hot and heated discussion. This is not your typical, oh, this is what you need to do. We getting down and dirty. We're getting down and dirty in this session. I'm calling you out because God called me out. And it don't feel good. But what I will say is a lot of things, I'm still working on a lot of things, and I'm overcome a lot of things. So guys, I'm here to share with you from one center to the next. Door number 3. Is that 3? We only on 3? Wow, there's a lot of talking, guys. Door number 3, guys, is lust. You say, oh, I'm not even lustful. I'm not. Hold on for 1 second. Let's. As a matter of fact, guys, I have a list. Hold on, let's stop playing. For this one, for door number 3, I have a list. And let me say, lust is a strong, powerful desire, a deep craving of something. Very strong, it could be sexual desire. Let's go over this list to see if we qualify, okay? All right. What is your life causing you to lust over? If the definition is a powerful desire, if the definition is a deep craving, what is it or who? Do you crave? Because guys, when I tell you, This one has caused a lot of pain in my life. Oh, that other person I have two sides. That we buried her a long time ago. Do you understand? Long time ago. And so what I want to say to you is, what is it you are craving? Is it money? Let's go down the list. Is it sex? Is it fame? What is it you want so badly? Is it power? Is it status? Because we're about to get into this today. Is it fashion and beauty? You didn't think I was going to say that one. Rank. Is it food? Is it your favorite glass of wine or some other beverage? Is it Coca-Cola? Y'all say stop. Is it smoking weed? What do you lust? So don't tell me you don't qualify for nothing, because it's something that makes you run hard. What is it? It's something that when you don't get it, you feel a certain way. What is it? And that's what you need to discover, guys. We can stick here for hours, because I'm telling you, that one there is very, very powerful right there, baby. That lust ain't nothing to play with. And I'm telling you that now. What I want to share with you about lust is lust can come in different forms and fashions. And because we serve a God who don't play like that, he's a jealous God when it comes to those type of things. And he wants to be number one. He wants to be number one in your life. And so if you are lusting over something and you are not prioritizing him in your life, then you're wrong. And I'm just going to leave it at that. We're going to fix it. We're going to fix it. No worries. I know. We're going to move on to our next door. That one there is powerful because a lot of times everybody has something that they lust after. It could be playing video games, guys. A powerful, deep desire to do it. How are you spending your time? And on to door number 4, guys. Let's see what door number 4 is. Ooh. Listen, don't be mad at me. I'm just the deliverer. I'm just the mail lady. Door number 4, guys, when I tell you this one here, I'm so guilty. You see, I put 2 fingers up, not even one. I'm so guilty, and I should do all 10. Laziness and procrastination. Why is my shirt frumpy? Ugh. I be trying to look nice for y'all, but okay. I be trying, presentable. Laziness and procrastination. The definition of lazy is the quality of being unwilling to work or use your energy. Wow. Idleness is a word. Slackness. Shiftlessness. I was like, what? Inactivity. Slothfulness. We've heard that one. Being unproductive in 2025 is not an option. We say we want these things. We go ahead and do vision boards and prayer boards. But what are you doing to partner with God to help that manifest? If you're saying, oh, I want to start my business. Oh, I want to start this. What are you doing? And what time are you putting into that? God's going to show up and do his part every time, baby. Never late. Always working. But we don't do our parts. And that's our 4th door, laziness and procrastination. Guys, what I want to say about this is who or what is causing you to be lazy, okay? Is it your telephone? You stay on social media a lot. You watch a lot of YouTube videos. And you know what you say, I really don't because I work. You really do because after work. What are you doing with what is going on? Let's say you get off at 5. Let's say you go to bed by 10. What's going on between the hours from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m.? What are you doing after you cook, after you do all these things, run errands, pick up the kids, drop folks off? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? What are you doing in between that time? And why have you turned to your phone, talking to your girlfriends or your guy friends, going out for drinks at the bar, not motivated, complacent in your life? What system have you, because guess what? You all say, oh, I need some better strategies and systems for 2025, and I need to create some. You've already created it. You already have. That is your system. Whatever you do is the system. That is your strategy. In 2025, this year, it's time to do new ones because the old ones did not work. Let's reflect on 2024 again. How did that work for you? It didn't. Right. So that's what I'm saying. We have to be intentional. That means sitting down and writing out how you're going to do it. Think of what causes you the most time. When you get off of work, what takes up most of your time? Some of you all is cooking. Some of you all, you play video games. Some of you all like to get on and shop online. What is taking the majority of your time, and what can you do to actually strategize and bring a balance to your life to where you can get the things of God done? I have a special gift for you guys because a lot of you all do not really know your purpose. You don't know what it is you were created to do. And so for that, I have created for you a free download. I know, right? I know. And it is the Purpose Questionnaire. And it's a simple, very simple, guys. Not going to make this difficult questionnaire that's going to give you clues and point you in the right direction and highlight what you were born to do. I created that especially for you. It's going to be in the link right below this video. From me to you guys, I love you. Let me know what your results were. Let me know what do you think about that? I want you guys to keep in mind that we're moving forward in 2025, and this is going to get you set on the right track. So yeah, press that subscribe button if you haven't. If you found this content so far helpful, press the subscribe button, and let's keep going together in 2025. We're going to see what the end going to be. Guys, I want to tell you, Proverbs, let me read these. Proverbs 10:4 says, a slack hand causes poverty, but a diligent hand makes rich. Okay, there's Proverbs 10:4. Laziness is one of the deadly sins. Did you guys know that? Laziness is one of the deadly sins in the Catholic teachings. I had forgot about that. So yeah, I thought that was really, when I was kind of researching some stuff. So what has distracted you and how has it worked for you in 2024? A man that don't work, don't eat. And we're not talking about necessarily not that you don't work a physical job. Laziness and procrastination. How are you when it comes to doing the things God has asked you to do? That's what I'm talking about today. Guys, the last door, again, I am so guilty of all these doors. I'm guilty of all these doors. This is sad. Okay, so door number 5, guys, is gluttony. Man. I was like, why? Gluttony, guys, habitual eating, overeating, excessive eating, excessive indulgence, guys, gormandizing. That word means gluttony, but when I saw that, I was like, gormandizing? Okay, I like that word. So do you gormandize? Because I have. All right, so what I want to say to you is gluttony, guys, is not bad. And I'm going to tell you why this particular door that God wants us to close this in 2025 is so important. Because our eating leads to a shorter lifespan. I'm going to say that again. Your eating will lead you to a shorter lifespan. And in door number 4, laziness and procrastination, how we talked about doing the things of God, you won't get to it much if you keep going that way. So God wants you to close those doors. And so if you do suffer with that, like I have for many years, I'm just now, after so many tries, guys, getting the hang of that. And I'm 47, just turned, but I'm 47 years old and just now got it, because I want to be made whole inside and out. And so I want you to discover the 5 questions. Who are you around when you eat? What's that time frame look like for you? Where are you comfortable, and where do you pick up most of your food? What are you eating? And the most important question is, after all of that, is why? Why are you overeating? Are you doing it because you're bored? Are you doing it because you're worried? Are you stressed? Are you doing it because it's something you grew up in? Are you doing it because you got some issues and you turn to food for that? You guys know what word I'm looking for that satisfaction. That's not even the word I'm looking for. I can't even think of it right now, guys. But for that turn to food, I don't know, to make you feel better, to mask it. And so why is the most important question. I want to ask you, what are the results? Overweight. You've went to the doctor said, your cholesterol is high, high blood pressure. You're obese. And I'm not obese. When I used to wear obese, guys, I'm obese. Look at some of my videos where I show my I'm obese, but I don't look obese. You see what I'm saying? So obese just means being over what the height equals weight dynamic is for you, your BMI, all of that. And so, yeah, that's our last door there. These are heavy doors, guys. These doors are heavy and hard to close, but I want to encourage you today, because you are partnering with God in 2025. These doors are going to be made much easier, because He's going to put in the supernatural, and He's going to partner that with your natural, and you're going to be great. Now, here are some tips lastly, because of course I'm not going to name the doors, guys, and then not tell you how to do it. I'm going to get you started. You can thank me later. Here's all 5 doors must be closed, guys, in order for God to bless you on the level. I'm not saying He's not going to bless you in 2025. What I'm saying is the level of blessings is right at your fingertips. And you must partner with Him and do these things. If He's saying you can do it, He got a plan. All you need to do is follow it. All you do, follow it. How do we access and learn the plan? We spend more time, sit down somewhere. We sit down somewhere and spend more time with Him, guys. Here are the tips of closing the doors for 2025. And you guys, use your tools. Many of you all know this. We're going to fast. We're going to be writing down prior to the fast while we fasting. So if one of these doors is the reason why you're fasting, you're going to write that down and say, hey, I need help in this area because I do X, Y, Z. Come clean, God knows anyway. Fasting, you're going to use your other tool as talking. Sit down and say, God, I be eating because such and such. You're going to talk to Him about this stuff. It's no longer being swept up under the rug, and you're going to be telling Him why you do this stuff. Some of you all have been abused and used. Some of you all are eating because you are going through a breakup at this time. Some of you all are eating because the loss of a loved one, a child. Whatever your reason for doing these 5 doors, you need to present it to Him. Acknowledge Him in all your ways, and He will direct your path. Proverbs 3, I think that's verse 6. So, reading your word, Guys, I really want to put that at the top of the list, but we're not going to, because all of these are important. We know that. But the word is like a double-edged sword. When you start to read and indulge and fill yourself with the light of the Lord and his word, he starts slashing your problems in half. And so it goes from you dealing with your problems to him. He finna send them angels. He finna send that backup. But he can't send it because you ain't reading. So I don't care if you have to download the app and let it play to you on the work or after work. Just pick and choose. I don't care what you got to do. Put the Bible and sleep with it in your bed, and then every night create a routine where you actually fall asleep in the word of the Lord. I don't care if you got to put it on YouTube. Guys, do what you got to do. You got to do it. And it's not difficult. You just don't want to. And it's not even you, your flesh. It's the battle of your flesh. Just don't want to do the things of God. And we see where we wind up when we don't do that. We have to tame our flesh in this year. Praise and worship. Bringing those strongholds down, guys. And I want you lastly to create strategies, healthy ones, and systems to put in place. So if we're talking about gluttony, you're going to go around, you're going to figure out what your strategies you've already created, and you're about to cut them up. You're about to do different. So if you overindulge at lunchtime with Lucy or Shamika, guys, you're going to such and such every day, you're changing what you're going to get. I ain't say stop talking and having lunch with Lucy, but what we going to do is not be eating all those french fries. And what we not going to do is eat both buns. All right, so there are strategies for laziness. We're going to go through what are we doing on our off time? What does God ask us to do? There are strategies for anger. I already told you have to fast. If anger is yours, you got to as well. But I really want you guys to fast. Do a 3-day fast, Daniel fast, total fast. Just choose a time. You could do a water fast where you only drink water. Discover the different fasts. Research those. So guys, I want you to turn to God, and God wants you to turn to him instead of these things. That's why these doors have become these major mantles in your life, and he's upset because you turn to these things, these doors, instead of him. He's hurt also, guys. God has feelings, and he doesn't deserve it. Because on top of all that, guys, he's really been good to you. Create new habits and strategies. Try something new this year. Try some new stuff, guys. Explore, not the same old, same old. I don't know at this point in our talk, in our session, if you're full from today's session, from what we have talked about. I pray that your heart is full. I pray that I have spoken to you through the Lord. I pray that even after this session, that God goes with you and help you implement those things. Guys, I need to hear some testimonies. I need to hear something, guys. Message me. Do what you got to do. Leave a comment below to tell me how this video has actually affected you. And I am rooting for you every step of the way, guys. This video was brought to you by my heart to your heart. And so I will see you in our next session, guys. I love you. And I'll talk to you soon. Welcome to 2025.